A legend of American comics goes into crowdfunding for the first time, and this is what we get. It's really good.
One little boy, one little girl sat gazing at the moon. Boy's head bowed down, face wore a frown. Girl whispered, "Why don't we spoon? You shouldn't be."
And hello, everyone. It's Tom. It's FANzine Live. And today we are looking at crowdfunded zines, or more appropriately, crowdfunded books, graphic novels specifically. And that is a hardcover, beautiful, stitched, wonderfully designed Fargo, Hell on Wheels. And the reason I'm doing this, total privilege of the chair, is that I am a fanboy for Howard Chaykin. I have been a fanboy for Howard Chaykin for some time. In fact, going back to his days on American Flag. And this was his stuff that he was doing back in the that's a soft cover of that. He was doing this back in the 1980s, and he flipped the comic market on its ear when he did it. People had never seen anything like what he was putting out for First Comics. And so I've always been a fan of Chaykin, and had a chance to meet the man once. Here it is. Actually, I met him twice, but I only got a picture with him once. Pretty cool. So anyway, Howard Chaykin is a fascinating creator. He has some amazing discussions and seminars and talks that people have put out on the internet about him. And if you're interested in a gentleman who kind of bridges the gap between the Silver Age creators and the modern age creators, it's a guy like Mr. Chaykin. He was an intern or an apprentice to Gil Kane, one of the classic Silver Age artists. And he knows pretty much everybody in the industry. He's been through the industry since the 70s, basically. And so he is finding over time, like many artists do, that he has described himself as this, so I'm not trying to be derogatory. He considers himself a bit of a niche creator. And there is no better place for a niche creator to ply their wares than in the world of crowdfunding. You get all your hardcore fans together, you have them fund a project, you do the project. You know that you've got the funding behind it, you know that you've got the whole process all lined up. And so Gizmo Press is a brand new publishing house, and they got together with Mr. Chaykin, and they created this, which is an adaptation of a guy named, this is a pen name, John Bentine, who did a series of paperbacks back in the day for this character, Fargo. And so Chaykin, adapted one of the paperbacks, the Hell on Wheels story, into this gorgeous graphic novel. And we're going to take a look right now. Not too much, because hopefully you'll get a copy for yourself. There's the Fargo character. Oh, look at these beautiful end papers, by the way. Fargo comes across to me as being a little bit of a kind of turn of the 19th century James Bond type of character. and he is really something cool. So let's open this thing up and take a look. He's in the West thick with ruthless men and dangerous outlaws. You heard his name in a different sort of whisper. The hardest man you ever met, though not one to start something to prove it. The fastest man you ever saw, but never the first toward his holster. Pay his price and he'd do what the job required, clean or dirty. He had no cause, no family, but even in this world he had something close to honor. They said his name in whispers, but not out of fear, and his name was Fargo. So what you've got here is a book that has been put together, the original 1976 novel, thank you, by John Benteen, adapted, written, and illustrated by Mr. Chaykin, colored by Yen Nitro. Ken Bruzenak has been a letterer for Mr. Chaykin since the 80s and has done incredible work. And one of the fun parts of reading a Chaykin comic is that you get to see the most impressive use of lettering effects that you will ever see in comics. For example, the squee of the engine, or of the wheels on the train, the chuff 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 of the engine, clack 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 going over the tracks. And notice how you have a lot of this full page width type of sound effect to give you a sense of what's going on the page. Bruzenak with Chaykin pretty much got that style embedded in the comic making consciousness. Chaykin also has a couple other styles that he has really taken to in later years, and that is he likes to do full page width panels with a close-up inset panel. And you'll see that throughout this whole thing. It's his style. He loves to do it. It's cool. Now he does, I'm going to pull one of the old American flags out. He used to do a lot of shading. And I'm going to show you right here. He used to use, I'm guessing, Zipatone or something similar. Could have been duotone paper or what have you. He used to use that a lot on flag, but with the advent of digital coloring and the talent of Mr. Nitro, you can see that he doesn't need to do that anymore. So what he's doing is just simple line work and then leaving lots of space for a talented colorist like Nitro to fill it in. Shading is done with probably different digital pens, lighting. You could even see, like along here, the smoke effect. That's all done coloring. So very cool. So anyway, the whole premise of this is basically a cash grab for some money at a mine. The character, Fargo, of course, he has to get the girl, gets in a couple fights. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Chaykin wrote a very nice, tight script. Yeah, see, he gets the girl. The hero always has to get the girl. It looks like there's a lot of discussion, but you'd be amazed how little it matters because he keeps the story moving along real well. But really a gorgeous book. And you can see that inset panel process. He uses it so well. He's got such a distinct style. And he can do a good action scene as well. Got a nice one here and here too. Chaykin has never been a superhero guy. He has been a guys with guns and ladies on their arm type of guy. Reuben Flagg was definitely in that mode. Fargo is kind of the turn of the 19th century version of a Flagg. But you've got some really good stuff in here. So yeah, it's a fun story, and I would strongly suggest that you go ahead and get this. But then we get into the table of contents and the extras. I don't know if these extras are going to be available. This is a Kickstarter. I would presume it's going to be available, but you never know. But anyway, you can see, put in some notes. But then you've got these pinups, portfolio pages as they call it, and they're done by just a wonderful murderer's row of artists. All sorts of different styles. Fancy artists. I mean, Frank Cho, Dennis Cowan, Steve Epting, Gary Frank, Tim Fielder. And he mixes in his own stuff. So this is some stuff about making the cover for Fargo. Ron Garney, the late Butch Geiss, Cully Hamner, Dave Johnson. Wow. Kaluta. I mean, these are neat. Panosian, Riso, Walt Simonson. I love everybody's different takes. So anyway, very, very cool. FANzine's Fargo will return. Join us in 2025 as writer Howard Chaykin and artist Butch Geiss adapt the second Fargo feature. This is going to be interesting. Sadly, Mr. Geiss just passed away recently. So hopefully Panama Gold will make it into print. I hope he finished it in time. It could be a really neat series. Geiss was a great artist. And I could see the two of them having a lot of fun together. So yeah, Fargo, Hell on Wheels, highly recommended. Chaykin's art is great. His storytelling, pitch perfect. Had a lot of fun reading this one. So I'm so glad to be able to share it with you. And I probably will never be able to share another Howard Chaykin piece again because he just doesn't do crowdfunding and much, and he doesn't do zines. So you take your opportunity when it comes. That's it for now, everybody. Fargo, Hell on Wheels, Gizmo Press. Let me know what you think. Have you read any of Chaykin's work? What do you think of it? And what about the whole idea of your A-list creators jumping into crowdfunding? Kind of exciting in some ways. They get a chance to do stuff that the big two or the more commercial interests wouldn't let them try. So that's it for now. Make sure, if you don't mind, to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, share it with your friends, because the more people who get into FANzine Live, the more people who watch FANzine Live, the greater the shared experience and the more fun we all have. Thanks again for watching, everybody. This has been FANzine Live, Crowdfunded Zines, Fargo, Hell on Wheels. I will catch you next time.
Each day you live, try hard to give pleasure to all you meet. Join in the throng, jolly along, smile at each fellow you greet. Life's one sweet song, but when things go wrong, don't start to cry or complain.